So last year I built an e-bike. Put together everything I could with a $500 budget, and I came out with something pretty nice. It was good enough to make my 6-mile journey every day to work. I ended up getting a job that was further away and needed something that was more narrow for my 26-mile round trip commute. I ended up putting over 1,000 miles on this thing, and then I crashed. There's nothing humorous about wrecking your humerus. If this injury were on Yelp, I would give it 1 star. My journey to recovery took roughly 9 months, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the e-bike. That journey starts last year with an unboxing. What you want? What you want, waggly tail dog? What you want? What you want, waggly tail dog? What do you want? Hi, Benson. Benson don't care. Easier. Let's start with the basics. We've got the 26-inch tube, Voilamart bag for the brain, the ultra cheap zip-tied tire. Got the liner for the tire, the piece de resistance, the wheel. Let's open this up. The heads-up display. Got the handle grips, one of them with the throttle, the handbrake grips, the cadence sensor, which I am probably not going to use. It's pretty. Magnets, how do they work? A little bit of wire cover. Le brain. Le brain. Figuring out how to do something with this is going to be fun. It fits right in with room to spare for your wires to get tucked away. Not bad. Also various zip ties in the box. All right, it's like a month later and the battery has come in. We have it on the charger. We're gonna let it charge for the day. So now we get to install the wheel onto the bike. I'm already unraveling all this stuff here so that way I can start connecting it to the chassis. I gotta go through these wonderful parts here and start hooking them up too, determining how I'm going to run everything, how I'm going to zip tie it. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, so I managed to get it tested and it works big time. So we're good there. I just have to build a junction for the battery because it's 2 different kinds of connections. And I'm just going to go to the hardware store and buy one, install it on both sides, make it uniform. Okay, and I've gone from the living room to riding it, taking it 3 kilometers so far. I'm gonna have to fix this speedometer to, American. Oh God, this thing is fun. I chose the right bike for it because it's big and stable for me, 6'5". Really good acceleration, feels like I'm riding a motorcycle. It's not bad. Like, a moped, it feels like I'm riding a moped. The battery fit right in the chassis there. It worked out really well. I don't even have to pedal with this thing, except for up hills. I have to pedal up hills. Quick, peppy, powerful. Happy. With that cheap stick of dynamite battery, I was able to get about a 10-mile range. So that meant ride to work 6 miles, charge the battery, ride back home. After the bike swap and the battery upgrade, I ended up having a range of 40 miles and a comfortable cruising speed of 25 miles an hour. With my new commuter setup, I was able to cruise to work without thinking much about the gas prices. Even as they continued to climb, I was set. At least until I crashed. Now, as I said before, there was nothing funny about this break. I had a hard time finding a specialist that would deal with my kind of break, and my recovery time was even longer because I had other health issues. I did start work on getting the bike roadworthy again, but I ran into other issues, like this fork that broke on me. So the bike once again went to the wayside. But now it's time to rise this Phoenix back from the ashes. All right, one of the things I gotta do is I gotta go ahead and rip off all the zip ties on this fork, which I think there's only 2, and they got dragged down this way. So let's get those off real quick. Oh, be careful not to hurt the cable, because that would be no good. That's right, I shoot a lot of videos on my phone. Ooh. as I'm gonna have to tape over it just to be safe. So I gotta use my Allen keys and I gotta go ahead and pull that off. This is now loose, so now I just gotta go ahead and use this wrench and get this nut off, get this nut loose. Come on, there we go. Boom, look at that. I already pre-loosened it. Now that I got the forks off, I gotta go ahead and get this little crown bezel thing off of the bottom. This is what rolls on the bearings. All right, using that screwdriver and a hammer, I managed to chisel it right off. Now we're gonna pop this bad boy onto these original Electra Cruiser forks. I was trying to add a brake system. The teeth where everything mounts for the wheel rolled out of the fork because it has a lot of power. It needed a stronger fork. Have to probably use the same hammer chisel method to get it back down to the bottom, but we'll get it there. Okay, so now I got the crown on. I just got to go ahead and get it in the hole. So now what I got to do is I got to go ahead and get this bolt loose so I can fit it onto that wonderful fork right there. All right, there we go. This thing has been through the ringer, so now it wants to be a little bit stubborn. Now I get to do the same thing on the other side. Have to turn it around so that way I make sure that I'm in the right orientation when I put the wheel on. There we go. Looks like I nailed it. So now I get to flip this over so that way I have access to all the stuff on the top, and then I can zip tie all of the loose cables down. See, right now it's loose, that's why I have to flip it over so I can tighten it.
That looks like a two-person job.
Yeah, but this one. Alright. Cool. Ouch. I gotta sand this down. That's like a cut hazard right there. Hi, Layla. Layla doesn't like to be on camera. She just likes pets from Daddy. She likes pets from Daddy. Another thing that happened was while I was sitting upside down for a month, this glass plate came off the top. We're just gonna stick it in like that. I'll have to glue it back later, but for now, I think this will work. Just get all the hair out of there. But we're gonna go ahead and give this thing a test real quick. Boom. All right, we're wired for sound. So now I get to cover up this nice little damage on the wire with a piece of reinforced gaffer's tape.
There's only a little bit of damage.
Yeah, just pinched it a little bit. Not enough to do any real big damage.
But for safety?
For safety, always want to protect that kind of stuff. Wrap this around and tie it off. Another one. And then number 3. And we should be good. And I'm putting miles in this bad boy again. I want that car so bad. Set the speed real low because I didn't feel like killing myself yet. And the old forks, well, they went where they deserved. Good riddance. So after a year, how do I feel about the Voilamart 1000 watt e-bike kit?
Well, at its best, it got me 12 miles in 45 minutes. And at its worst, it tried to kill me and broke my arm in the process. It's really hard to be mad at something that's gotten you 1,200 miles for a cumulative total of $900. And I'm really not mad. It's been a fun bike, and it's fun to build. It was an easy way to turn a bike that I had bought over 10 years ago into a little get-up machine that I could show off and have people ask questions about. Now, back before I got the new battery on it, my range was about 10 miles, and I had to have the top speed set fairly low for that to happen. There was one time I forgot to plug in my bike at work, and I had to be stuck at work for an extra 2 hours while my bike was charging. If you're willing to pay an extra $400 for that U004 battery, you don't have to worry about charging anymore. That U004 battery is an incredibly long-range battery. They make it to kit onto other e-bikes. That's why it has the triangular shape. It can fit into almost any frame. And now it's ready to ride again, but my wife says I'm not allowed to ride it to work anymore.
No. How fast does it go? What's the max speed?
The fastest I've ever gotten this thing was 32 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Do you know what it did when I got it that fast?
It rattled. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I don't want you to ride this bike. It's gonna just go in the museum.
The museum. So stay tuned for next time, where we put a new suspension on this car I brought my sister back from Oregon. Or maybe I'll show you this new toy I bought.